There's levels to sneaker fitted combos, and if you want to start putting together some really dope ones, I'm here to help. I have 4 combinations I'm going to show y'all today, and while I show them, I'm just going to go through my thought process when I'm matching up sneakers and fitted hats. First up, one of my favorite recent combos. These two go together real smooth. This is the Hat Club and J Tips Boston Red Sox and the Action Bronson 990 V6 Untitled. One of the most noticeable colors on the bands is that red on the upper, and when you're putting together combos, you want to isolate a few colors to start off with. So that's exactly what I did. I isolated the red on the upper as well as the yellow or aged midsole here with the different colored tans. It's kind of like a gradient look. You start with the light tan and then it moves on to like a darker kind of tan. So I isolated those two colors and I went in my collection and I found a hat that used those same colors. Tan on the crown, red on the visor, red button on top. Y'all can see the colors match up really nicely, and that's basically your starting point. It's the starting point for making a good combo. The details are what pushes it into a great combo. So let's go ahead and get into the details now. So on this hat, this is from the Hat Club and J-Tips collaboration, the Forever collection that a lot of people slept on. And sometimes, honestly, that in itself can make a really, really dope and strategical match, is having a lot of hats that not a lot of other people have. And I don't mean crazy hype, limited hats. I mean hats that people just weren't paying attention to. Just gems that kind of fell through the cracks that now you can go ahead and make really good combos with because you saw the vision ahead of time. On the side patch of this Boston Red Sox is some extra embroidery. So you have the All-Star Game patch, but around it you have all of those flowers, the extra embroidery in there. There's some yellow, some purple, a little bit of red as well. There's some silver accents in there too, but really we want to focus on that purple, the red, and the yellow because those same colors, if we go back to the shoe, are referenced on the shoe. You got the yellowish tones in the midsole, you have the purple from the laces. The laces on these are like a purplish pink and blue. When I'm pairing up hats and sneakers, I'm not going for one-to-one exact matches. That's gonna keep you in a box. You wanna kind of expand and just give yourself a little bit more room to think outside of the box of how things can come together and look really dope and maybe a way that you weren't anticipating at first. On the opposite side of the hat, you have the hands doing the peace logo. All of those different colors in there, I knew instantly would really play well with the hat because again, you have the red, the blue, the orange. There's orange in there where the 990 is. That represents the model. It shows you the model. The blue on the hat matches the sock liner, even down to the neon green on there. The inside on the sole, you have the baklava text for the logo. You really have to just pay attention to the details. The details is what's going to take you from a good match to a great match to a perfect match. Everyone probably has some type of Vegas gold crown with a red visor in their collection. You might be looking in your collection right now like, yeah, I got a Vegas gold with a red visor combo that I can match up with these. And you can. It's really just the details that make it a little bit more interesting, adds a little razzle dazzle, but use what you have in your closet. You definitely don't have to go buy a new hat or buy a new pair of sneakers every time you buy a new hat. To each his own, that's just not how I rock. I think combos, outfits, etc. just look way better when you use the stuff that you already have, you already bought to put it together versus just buying something new every time. It gets a little tacky in my opinion. I've pulled out a bunch of different combos now for these Yudo Horigami Matcha Dunks. You could go check out my Instagram. I've been playing with a lot of different stuff, a lot of different combos, outfits, etc. So go check that out. But this is definitely my favorite one. The Matcha Dunks with the pink martini from Hat Club. And again, this is not a new hat. You don't always need a new hat or a new pair of sneakers. Just use what you have. Trust me. We all have a lot of different hats, a lot of depth in the collections. Just go crazy with what you have. The options are really endless. Here it is. Hat Club Pink Martini. You got the pink UV in there. And of course, it really complements the olive green tones on the sneaker. especially the upper of the sneaker, that swoosh right there. That's probably the closest match. But of course, again, you're not going for one-to-one, because if you go for one-to-one matches, you're really not gonna get it, because just like New Era has very specific thread colors, rifle green, indigo blue, mahogany, things like that. Nike has their colors, Asics has their colors, Nike has team red, university blue, so on and so forth. So these companies have very specific colors. Trying to get that one-to-one match is really just going to keep you limited. What you want to do is go for shade ranges. This is an olive green we're working with. So when I go to my collection, I'm going to be looking for olive green hats. Not neon green, not hunter green, not any other type of green. If you think about it in shades, I'm pretty sure you can make a lot more combos than what you're probably expecting you can make with certain hats and certain shoes. I've taken the laces out now, I put the cream back in, but when I originally did this combo, I had the pink laces in there. So I'll go ahead and throw up a picture so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But I put in the pink laces because I knew the pink laces would be a much better match for the pink martini. It's got the pink UV, you got the pink Yankees logo on the front, pink in the side patch. I knew that having the pink laces in there would really level up the combo. Don't sleep on a lace swap. A lace swap could really help you out. Now, let me preface that by saying I'm not a huge fan of throwing in laces that did not come with the shoe. These pink laces came with this shoe. Now, I've done lace swaps in the past of laces that did not come with a particular shoe, but it is very, very, very far and few between. I don't really like throwing in, outside laces into my pairs of shoes, but that's just me. You do what you want to do. My point, don't sleep on a lace swap. Sometimes that little twist, that little tweak is all you need to make a good match a great match. And that's what we're going for. Great matches, not just good. We're halfway through, so do me a favor. If you're enjoying the video, like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love. I would really appreciate it. Let's move on to the next match. Purple combos are some of the hardest combos to pull off, and that's because New Era does not have a lot of purple shades, so the options are very limited. There's a lot of different purple sneakers, a lot of different range of purple in sneakers, but with hats, it's very far and few between. So you have this dark purple, that's just what I'm going to call it. I don't know the specific thread color, so the dark purple, and then you have a more medium purple, which is a bit more vibrant. I'll put it on the screen right now because I do have a hat that is that shade of purple. And then you have a lighter purple, which is more of a lavender. Those are the only three main purples that I see, which make it very difficult if you're going to match up your sneakers, because yeah, I can go with the Air Jordan 1 Court Purple, but I'm not going to want to do that every single time. I'm going to want to switch it up. I like making interesting combos. That is what makes this fun for me. This is the Hat Club Super Mart Astros. They designed this with a football player. I believe it was DeAndre Hopkins. I think that's his name, but high key, I don't watch football, so I could be getting that wrong. Because purple combos are hard to pull off, what you want to do is what I was saying in the beginning of the video, which is isolate a couple of colors. So I know I want to match up the orange. I want to try and, hit on the white in there. There's some green in the side patch. I definitely want to take advantage of that. There's also green in the UV that we could take advantage of. So we're going to isolate those couple of colors, and we'll worry about the purple later. This is the Salehi Bembury Colors Be the Palette 991V2, by the way. I don't think I mentioned the actual shoe, so here it is. So on this sneaker right here, I know I have the green, I have the orange, there's some orange hits on there. I threw on the light colored laces to make sure I get the white hit in there as well. And then of course, the purple base. Now, is it the same shade of purple like I was telling y'all earlier? No, but once you know the rules, you can break them and just go by eye on what you like, what you think is interesting, and what looks good to you. This to me, fire. I love this combo. For other people, this might not be for them. The purples are not close enough together for them, and I get that. To each his own. This is just how I put stuff together. I personally don't like playing it safe with my combos, but that's me. If you like playing it safe, keeping it calm, cool, that's you. There was a TikTok sound that went viral a while back in the fashion space, and it was something like, if it's not interested in color, then it has to be interested in shape. If it's not interested in shape, then it has to be interested in texture. If it's not interested in texture, then it has to be interested in color, so on and so forth. Y'all get the point. But the reason why I went viral is because fashion is supposed to be interesting. Outfits are supposed to be interesting. And I feel the same about my combinations. Again, I don't want to play it safe. I don't want it to look basic. I want it to be interesting in some way. And for this combo right here, it's the texture. This is the Air Max 95 collaboration between Stash and Nike, the Blue Pack 2.0. And this is the Hat Club Ambassador Pack V-Backs or Diamondbacks, designed by Sharoy a little while back. So these two right here both have interesting textures that I thought worked together. There's about 4 different shades of blue on this Air Max 95, but the top 2 are the ones that you're gonna want to look at for the color match. You can see on the hat right there, there's a lighter blue inside the V, and on the teeth right there, the darker blue. So it matches up with those 2 top colors in the gradient on a 95 really well. I could have done this combo with almost any blue hat because there's so many blue shades on the sneaker, but what really hits with this one is the texture. Those metallics in the front logo are fire. And then you have all of the different materials on the sneaker, the rubber, the nubuck, the ripstop. If I did this same combo with like a blue Nike Dunk or a 2-tone blue, royal blue and navy hat, would it match? Yes. Would it be interesting? No. At least in my opinion, it just wouldn't hit the same. If you're thinking to yourself right now, it's not that deep, you're doing too much, it's not that deep, so be it. I'm happy with the way that I put together my combos and the thought that goes into them. I think it makes for better combos and better outfits, and I like looking good when I step outside. So if you don't think that it's worth the effort, then honestly, I have to ask why you even clicked on this video. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love. I would really appreciate it. And I will check y'all out in the next one.